Hey guys, longest break ever, right? It's been what, 9 months? Yeah, I've been gone for a very long time and you're totally allowed to hate me for disappearing for so long. And I know, I'm totally always full of excuses. Every year I'm like, I'm not gonna disappear this year. And then I disappear for however long. And then I come back and I'm like, yeah, I'm totally sorry I disappeared. It's not gonna happen again. But I have legitimate valid excuses this time. For real. My life has been completely turned upside down in the last 9 months. So, since having our baby back in February, which was the last video I did, yeah, we have been on a roller coaster. So he started having seizures not too long after he was born, but they were very atypical, and nobody would believe me that they were seizures until he was about 2 months old, when it became just really obvious seizure activity. And that was kind of the start of this whole roller coaster. We spent like a week at the hospital trying to get his seizures under control, and then it's just from that point on it's been kind of in and out of the hospital with breakthrough seizures and with one thing or another. So we did genetic testing and he was diagnosed with Dravet syndrome, D-R-A-V-E-T, which is a catastrophic form of epilepsy. It's lifelong. It's not going to get better. It's not a childhood thing. It's continuous. It is a spectrum, and we don't know where he's going to end up on the spectrum, and there's not really a way to know. And part of it will depend on how well we're able to control his seizures over, the years. So yeah, it has been a lot. So that's where I've been. That was pretty much my entire summer. I've known exhaustion like I've never known exhaustion in my life before. The last time we were at the hospital, I got maybe 3 hours of sleep in like 3 days combined. It's been a lot. Then, it's not just epilepsy. He's got other stuff going on too. We've already done one surgery to put in a G-tube for him because he was aspirating. So I'm also full-time pumping now, which never in my life did I ever want to do. I always said I feel like exclusively pumping would be like the hardest option. And yes, I hate it. I hate it so much. Nothing enjoyable about it. But that's where we are now. So, I'm keeping him fed, and that's the important part. Ha! Bananas. Samantha. Ha! Samantha. That's a new one. I don't know where... Samantha. I don't know where that came from. I don't even, personally know people named... I have a couple acquaintances. Who knows? Samantha. Heck yes. Hello. Ha! Oh, goodness. So yeah, it's been a crazy roller coaster, and even before the seizures became obvious seizures, when he was about 2 weeks old, our pediatrician told us that he had dwarfism, which was another whole crazy adventure in itself, and involved a skeletal survey and going to another specialist, and wow. So we were told he had dwarfism, and then when we were in the hospital trying to figure out the seizures, they thought he had a fatal form of dwarfism because of the seizures and the intensity of those. And we were told, he may not live past 5 or 10 years old. So it has just been, wow, it's been a ride. And the condition he has now, it comes with a lot of other issues: developmental delays, increased risk of sudden unexpected death due to epilepsy. Bananas, hello. Cognitive delays, gait issues. So there are a lot of other things, and he has a lot of other issues in addition to that. So it's kind of been just like a slew of, I think we have 6 specialists that we see, 3 therapists come into the house. We have therapy, a 4th therapist that we see outside the home. Cha-cha. It's been a lot, guys. It's been so much. And one thing actually that I found really really interesting was that while all of this was going down and I was just like the most exhausted, the most stressed I've ever been in my whole life, my tics actually did not pop up. Oh wow, the sun came out and now I'm like, woo! Gee, woo, 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 hello. Bananas. What am I going to do about that sun? Wow, that is intense. Can I? Whew. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, fix the sun problem, hopefully. And now it's going behind the clouds, so it's not even going to matter anymore. Chit-chat. And I can't even, shoot, I don't remember where I was now. I mean, it really was just the most stressful time of my life. I mean, so much going on. I was exhausted beyond measure because he didn't, when he was born, like, he wouldn't sleep unless he was sleeping on top of me. And when he was awake, he was crying. Like, he was not ever happy until we got the seizures under control. I actually thought he was blind for a while because he never made eye contact either for the first 2 months of his life because he was having these seizures. So, yeah, it's been just crazy. So crazy. So, that's where I've been. And, yeah, the tics did not, I kind of expected them to come up and be a big problem while I was, you know, dealing with all of this. But they didn't, which, like, they don't usually have, I don't usually have a problem with them in the summer, but I kind of thought the stress would override that factor, and it didn't. So that was interesting. Yeah, so that's where I've been. Overall, tics have been really good for me this year, which is, again, bizarre. Like, right? None of this makes sense. The past 2 years, they usually start getting, like, ramping up toward the end of August. And this year, actually, did not get bad until last night. They started kind of slowly creeping up in November. And honestly, like, I've tried to do this video so many times, and I keep redoing it and keep redoing it because I feel like I'm not saying, like, I'm giving too much information or I'm glossing over too much, and it's been ridiculous. So I really have been trying to make a video for you guys. Cha-cha. So yeah, they've been actually not that bad until last night. Our son had a breakthrough seizure, which he hasn't had in about 6 weeks. So the last time he had one was back in October, and I was still not really having tic issues. So last night he had a seizure, and it just spiked. Like, my tics just took off, and I had a tic attack and was ticking like crazy until about 3 o'clock this morning. Chit-chat, bananas, hello. So yeah, obviously that doesn't set anyone up for a great day when you're up half the night ticking and then you get up the next day. It's just it's like a cycle. So yeah, today has been kind of my first difficult day probably of the season, which is great because it's December. And like that's like what, at least 3 months. Like end of August, beginning of December. That's great. And now my kids are approaching. But anyway, that's where I've been. So far, tics have not been terrible. And actually, I do have a theory on that I'm going to get to in my next video about possibly why my tics have not been so difficult this season and haven't been as much of an issue for such a much longer period of time. And so I'm going to talk about that in my next video. But I feel like this one's probably already gone on long enough. So yes, my life is like upside down right now. I feel like we've just gotten to like a new normal. So hopefully things continue to just kind of like smooth out, level out, chill out. Yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. All of your holidays were good. I hope your summer was great. I hope everything's going well for you. And Christmas is coming. You guys know I love Christmas. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.